I created G-plans out of nutrition frustration. One day during nutrition studies at Duke University, we came across a revelation. We discovered that everyone has a completely unique metabolic structure and type. Eating a generic diet program will not get you the results you want, and you will continue on a path of yo-yo dieting forever. Ultimately, sustainable food programs are built within your own specific metabolic template.
I eat what Dr. G tells me to eat for my metabolic type. I don't call this program a diet because I eat more than on other programs.
Hello! So glad you've joined me. Welcome to another nutrition masterclass. My name is Savannah. I'm a nutritionist here at G-Plans. And every week here live on our YouTube channel, I always have a new topic for our masterclasses. Something that's really going to be either like a trend, something that can help you with your goals, something that is going to be a great topic, and then at the same time always gonna be open to having you ask any questions that come up in the live chat throughout the presentation. So I love to talk with you. Keep in mind today, go ahead, any questions you have, you can add those in the chat box, or if you have something else you might prefer to reach out to me personally about, feel free to go ahead and send me an email today as well, and I will provide my email address as well today. Good to see Scott here again. Good to see you. And Mary, I'm glad you've been able to join us today as well. These calls, there'll always be somewhere about 20 to 30 minutes or so, kind of depending on how many questions we have that day as well. So we're going to dive right in and get started. Today's topic is on keeping it simple. So we're going to talk a little more about why it's so important to keep things simple, and a little more on how you can do that when it comes to your meal plan, your exercise, and other things. So saw Rebecca and then Jose as well. Good to see both of y'all here. All right, we're gonna jump right in and get started. Okay. All right. All right, so topic for today is keep it simple. Okay. All right, so as I mentioned, here's my email up on the screen. Again, feel free, add any questions you have in the chat box today, but if you want to send me an email, you have something you'd prefer to reach out to me individually on, please feel free to do so. Okay, so this brings us to our overview for what we'll cover today. So we're gonna start things off with an introduction. We're gonna discuss different categories. So how can you keep your goals simple? How can you keep your meals simple? I'm gonna stop kind of in between there and ask you a question. Do you feel that any of your goals are causing you to feel overwhelmed? Then we're going to wrap things up there with talking about keeping your routine overall and your exercise simple as well. Then we're going to close it out with some simple changes that can lead to big results. So a few big things there, little things that can make big changes. And then we'll always close out with my tip of the week, and then we'll have a special promotion of the week as well. Okay, so when it comes to setting goals and building new habits, sometimes you can see the best results by keeping things simple. When we aim to accomplish maybe too many things at once, this can actually, in a way, set us up for failure. Taking things just a little bit slower and sticking to very realistic, achievable goals, it's going to help ensure your success. Today, we're going to discuss how focusing on setting more simple goals and how to stay on track with your healthy habits can really prevent you from feeling overwhelmed and help you to see even better progress. Okay, so first things first, Keep your goals simple. If you've been watching some of our past master classes, the SMART acronym, that is one I'm going to mention a lot when it comes to goal setting because it's so helpful in order to make sure your goals are achievable, they're simple, realistic. When you're focused on building that new healthy lifestyle for yourself, it is absolutely essential to make sure that you are setting goals for yourself so that you keep pushing forward. However, it's also going to be key to make sure that these goals are very strategic. They're simple. They use the SMART acronym to make sure, again, they're going to set you up for success. So, the SMART acronym stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So this helps to make sure that, again, your goals are simple, they're attainable, and they help to drive you along your journey rather than getting you a little frustrated in the end. Each time you accomplish one of these goals, you'll get that feeling of accomplishment, and it will help to push you to keep going. It might be tempting to set a goal that is more of a challenge too. However, this can cause you to feel a little bit overwhelmed and maybe not so great if you don't end up accomplishing it. Keep your goals nice and simple, and they will help to keep you going. Okay, so next thing up is focus on keeping your meals more simple. Again, trying new recipes, it's important to keep things interesting, allow you to incorporate new foods, find new things that you like. However, particularly when you're just starting a plan, it can be much more helpful to maybe keep things a little more simple than that. When you're starting your plan or maybe going through a really busy period in your life, you might choose a couple of recipes for breakfast, a couple for lunch, and a couple for dinner. And go ahead and kind of repeat those throughout the week. This is going to enable you to prep ahead of time and also limit how many groceries you're picking up from the store as well. So overall, that's going to make grocery shopping more simple, your meal prepping more simple, all of that. Switching things up from time to time, again, is still important. So try maybe some smaller changes, like using a different protein, a different vegetable, or adding new spices and herbs, which is an amazing way to give it a little more variety without making a big change that's going to take a lot more time. So switch up those spices. Another thing you can do as well, of course, is switch up how you're preparing a food. And you can definitely make things recipes a little more simple that way. So if it's a recipe where maybe you'll prepare something in the oven, something in the air fryer, go ahead and limit that. Cut that down to just maybe a sheet pan recipe in the oven. Go ahead and pop it all in the oven. Make things a little more simple in that aspect as well. Okay, so at this time, I'd love to ask you a little bit, and if you could share with me in the chat box, tell me, do you have any goals right now? Anything that's causing you to maybe feel a little overwhelmed at times? What specifically is the biggest challenge for you? Is it meal prepping, portion sizes, exercise, or something else? Share with me in the chat box. I'd love to take some of your responses there in the end and go from there. So, all right. Okay, next up is keep your routine simple. Creating and sticking to a routine is absolutely essential so that you can see the best results, and it's the only way that you're going to be able to keep those results long term. Without a routine and a plan in place, there is no way you can stick to your plan. However, if you do not keep your routine more simple, this can also throw you off track. When we try to accomplish too many things at once, we can find ourselves feeling overwhelmed and unable to fully focus on each objective. When working to build something new into your routine, start small by taking it one step at a time. For example, instead of trying to begin a workout routine, meal prepping, and setting a water intake goal all at once, start by taking it just one step at a time. Try setting a goal to exercise twice a week, and once you accomplish that, you can add on from there. So again, start small, start where what's realistic for you, what's simple. So again, with the water intake too, rather than saying, okay, I need to reach 90 ounces of water a day, I'm going to start shooting for that as my goal. Go ahead and add on 1 glass of water a day from where you are now. Go ahead and ease that up slowly, and that's going to help you to, again, make sure this is a lasting change, build those habits. It's going to keep things a lot more simple and realistic as well. Okay, so keep your exercise simple. When it comes to exercise, it is also so important to focus on what you enjoy, what you like, and what is simple. You don't have to begin by exercising 5 days a week or following maybe what's currently trendy when it comes to exercise in order to see great results. Start where you are and consider what you enjoy. This could look like going on more walks with your family, tracking your movement throughout the day as a whole, setting a goal maybe to reach a certain number of steps. Or I love this as well, as so many great free YouTube videos, exercise videos. Go ahead and check some of those out. Try some new things, see what you like. Again, all movement is good movement, so don't get overwhelmed by exercise in a whole just on itself. Just get up and get moving and focus on moving more throughout the day, getting a few more steps, a little more movement in, and that's definitely going to help you see better progress. Okay, so wrapping things up here, here's a few simple changes that can lead to some big results. So first thing is walk for just 10 minutes a day. So if you are new to an exercise routine, this is an excellent place to start. Walking is an amazing form of exercise, and starting with just 10 minutes a day, it can still really help to strengthen muscles and bones. It's going to burn calories and can help to also lift your mood. So when you feel ready, go ahead and increase your time and aim ultimately for a goal of about 150 minutes of exercise each week. Next up is have a bedtime routine. Having a regular time that you start to wind down for the evening, and sticking to a regular sleep and wake time. This can help to regulate your circadian rhythm, improving your sleep quality. Also, a good tip as well is try to avoid blue light from electronics about an hour or so before bed, as this can really alter your circadian rhythm, kind of keep you up a little later. Next is stay hydrated. If you're not currently reaching your water intake goal, simply increasing your intake can help to your body to flush out waste, boost your energy levels, and minimize food cravings. Start by simply just adding maybe 1 glass of water a day and aim for ultimately a ½ ounce of water for each pound that you weigh. And last thing here is have fun and unwind. Sometimes when we are so focused on making changes to our physical health, we can neglect our mental health and realize too that it also has an immediate impact on our physical health as well. If we are under constant stress, this can affect our health in a negative way and affect your weight loss progress certainly as well. Take some time to unwind, laugh with a friend, take a relaxing bath, maybe just spend a few minutes taking some slow, deep breaths. if you're working on walking as a goal, take that time to kind of enjoy some of your favorite music. Find what works for you, and again, depending on what your schedule is, might be 5-10 minutes, but having those little gaps of time to relax, kind of get back in touch with your hobbies, things you enjoy, is so important for our mental and physical health as well. Okay, so we've reached my tip of the week. My tip of the week this week is kind of geared around, I know, some grill outs that may be coming over this weekend and the next week ahead. So these are some healthy grill out tips that can help you to really stay on track if you're headed to a grill out. So first thing is, don't arrive starving. Ensure that you aren't starving when you get there. You can do this by ensuring that you have a full glass of water, or also have a small snack before you leave. So if you're on G plans, maybe plan it out where you have your afternoon snack right before you go. Have a little serving of vegetables, and maybe if you're already at the grill out, go ahead and have a salad before the rest of your meal. Next up is balance your plate. So a really good way to focus on sticking to some healthy options, a healthy balanced plate, is to fill really about half of your plate with fruits and vegetables, primarily veggies, and then about a quarter with lean protein, and then about a quarter remaining with carbohydrate foods or desserts. What that's going to do, again, it's going to help to balance things out really well. And when you limit those more calorie-dense foods to a quarter of your plate that are higher in carbs or desserts there, that's going to allow you to still enjoy and try those things, but to ensure that you have it in the right portions, and you're consuming a decent, reasonable amount of calories for that meal as well. Last thing as well is stay hydrated. So we talked a little bit about this today already. When you are dehydrated, it can cause you to feel a little extra hungry. If you do decide as well, if you're having an alcoholic drink at this grill out, try having a glass of water before you do have another drink. So definitely staying hydrated. It's going to be super important, because that can kind of throw you off track a little more if you're feeling hungry because you're not drinking enough water. So another great tip with the alcoholic drinks, that'll help to keep you hydrated if you're drinking a glass of water between each alcoholic drink. And it's also probably going to help maybe limit how many drinks you're having as well. All right, and very last thing for today's presentation is this week's special promotion. So we have a really good deal today for our ProBiomax supplement, which is our probiotic here at G Plans. In your email after this call today, you're going to want to look for that. We will be giving you 40% off this supplement today. So if you're feeling like you could use a little boost to your digestive health, you're wanting to ensure that your microbiome is balanced, you're wanting to really just get an overall balance there, check out our ProBiomax supplement. It's an excellent deal to take advantage of today. All right, and this does bring me to the end of today's presentation at this time. So if you have any other questions or comments you'd like to add to the chat box, feel free, go ahead and do that at this time. All right. Okay. I'm pulling up some of your responses here. Okay. All right, good to see ya. Yeah, Letizia and Mary Lou. Okay, and then Jose says, yes, my challenge right now is exercising and with meal prep. I'm having an ACL revision and I'm bummed. Jose, so, with that being said, Exercise right now might not be something that you really can add on much of. I will say on that note though, there are some great, again, on YouTube, look for some workout videos that you can do in a chair. There's some great workout videos. You could still find that way to get a little bit of movement and focus on your upper body at this time. But you might need to scale back your goals with exercise for now. Maybe look for some of those alternatives, but would be a great time now to really focus in on your meal prep. So I would encourage you, go ahead and check out one of my past videos here on the live page on our YouTube channel. So if you scroll down, you're going to see one previous that has some meal prep and planning tips. So that's going to give you a little more guidance and some tips that might be helpful. And feel free to send me an email too. I'd love to talk with you a little more and help you one-on-one as well. All right. Ellen says, for me, it's the meal prep and exercise. Again, focus on, again, setting those small goals. Make sure they're SMART goals and take it one baby step at a time. Again, if you want a little more guidance or help with your specific goals, feel free to also shoot me an email as well, and I'd love to help you out. Scott says he likes to go for long walks and some calisthenics. That sounds great. Meal prep is tricky because of my schedule. It has to be adjusted. Absolutely. And that can be a tricky one. So of course, if you're able to pick that one day a week where you can kind of lock that in and have that as your regular time, that works really well. But if not, then I say try to at least find one day a week where you can kind of map out your week ahead. So that meal planning day, it might change, but at least you have that one day a week where you can kind of sit down and still get a good plan for that week ahead, no matter what it looks like. All right. Scott also says, does anyone else drink smart water for electrolytes? Absolutely. That's a really good note as well, Scott. So right now too, it's pretty hot outside. So when you are drinking a pretty good amount of water, if you're reaching your water intake goal, and particularly when it's hot outside and if you're exercising or you're outside very much, you might want to think about also adding in some electrolytes as well. So smart water is a source of that. There's a lot of different bottled waters that do have electrolytes added. So you might want to be on the lookout for that and trade in some of the water you're drinking to have some added electrolytes also. Oh yeah, and so Rebecca says, how long is the recording available of today's talk? That will be available to you anytime. So after this call ends today, it will be on our live page on our YouTube. So you'll go to the YouTube. We have these little tabs at the top. You'll see live, and it will have recorded all the past presentations, so you can go back through those. Okay. Maria says, she says, doctors want me to do bariatric. I don't want to, and I need to lose some weight. Maria, again, I would love to talk with you. So feel free, shoot me an email, and I can definitely talk with you a little more one-on-one. So feel free to do that. You can scroll up in this chat box today, and my email will be there for you. All right. And Jose, yes, you're welcome. I'm glad that info was helpful. Mary Lou said, is it okay to eat the same dinner 2 to 3 nights a week? Good question, because I do encourage, so we want to make sure you're not sticking with something too repetitively, too long. If you're feeling that you're really kind of getting sick of something and you're really bored, that could lead you to falling off track. However, there is nothing wrong with repeating meals, and like I said today, a lot of times that's the best way to just kind of keep things simple and a little easier. So yes, that is a great way to do it. One thing you might want to do is when you're planning for your week ahead on the weekend, you could go ahead and maybe pick 2 or 3 meals, have those repeating through your week, and then maybe next week you could pick 2 to 3 new meals to repeat for the next week. So that'll keep you kind of switching up, but again, make sure that you're not having too many different things to kind of prepare in 1 week at a time. All right, well, that does bring me to the end of today's presentation today. So if I didn't get to your question, also please feel free to shoot me an email. I can get back to you there. I'm so glad you joined in with me today, and I hope this was a helpful topic. Again, I'll be here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope to see you again next week with another topic, and I hope you have a great rest of your week and a great 4th of July as well. So have a good one.